Yeah, a game that had a little bit of everything. I thought that the first 45 minutes was some of the best soccer we've played in a while, uh, maybe ever. So, from that standpoint, happy with the group. Disappointing to go into halftime 1-1, though. It felt unjust. We'll just call it that. Uh, Deserved obviously a second goal. I thought we pushed the tempo. Guys were alert for second balls. Everybody was really into the game. Some really good performances in that first 45, but you get into halftime at 1-1 and you're, you know, well, as I said to the guys is, this year, do we want to be a good team or do we want to be a great team? Because we're playing against the best team in the Eastern Conference, right? So it's a good benchmark for us. And I thought our guys showed a lot of character, a lot of grit in the second half. It's a fearless group. I think we're exciting, obviously, to watch for the fans. Had good spells of possession. I thought we're dangerous on the night. But, they have some guys that can make a play. That is for sure. Disappointing to fall asleep on the second goal, kind of from nothing, whether it's a foul or whether it's not a foul. And I take responsibility for maybe getting a little too upset with the ref, and maybe it carried over to the players arguing with the ref a little too much. Calls aren't going to change, so in that instance, we need to get back a little quicker, be a little more alert. And it's really a silly goal to give up on a day where so many guys have good performances. We can go out the window like that. So still showed character to come back, get the second goal to tie it up, and pushed for a third. Wasn't meant to be on the day, but overall a good team performance, something to build on. And now we go two tough road games coming up. So I also like to thank the fans for coming out tonight. That braved probably one of the colder games that's ever been played here. We're very loud, unbelievable from the Sons of Ben, and all the fans that stuck it out with us tonight. And hopefully they are excited for the season now and inspired by that performance from our guys.
Jim, what did you think of the penalty before halftime?
Yeah, it's not a penalty. Their penalty?
Yeah.
It's not a penalty. It's clear. We've seen the video now. Referees make mistakes. I have to watch what I say, so I don't get fined. But you guys saw the video of the play. It's there's been a lot of initiatives that have come forward. One is I think you had everyone come up in one game, to be honest. So we'll see if they actually act on retroactively suspending guys for diving. So now we'll have that one as well. So you had grabbing in the box was a big initiative. Not kicking the goalkeeper in the head was another big initiative. I don't know if it was incidental, but Andre gets hit pretty good. When guys have head injuries, they go down for 3 minutes, and they have a set amount of time now, which I completely agree with. And you saw that with Giovinco being down for a while before the restart goal. And then the grabbing in the box one, which I think he seemed a little over anxious to call it. The ball is clipped to the back post. There's no contact, and Josie goes down. I don't think he gets touched, but we'll see how they look at it and judge it. But again, there's mistakes that are going to be made by players. There's mistakes by referees. The game moves on, and we have to do a better job maybe keeping our composure and keeping going.
Matt. Today, both Jay gets on the board, so does CJ.
Yeah.
How important is it for both of them, and how tough is it to see Jay's day early?
Yeah, it's hard to use a sub that early, and Jay was active and busy, not just because he scored the goal, but also holding the ball up. I thought he had a good start to the game. It was real positive. He's worked very hard on the fitness side of things and had a good performance going. So obviously disappointing to leave the game like he did. After he scored, he came over probably about 3 or 4 minutes later and said he's having a tough time breathing. To his credit, he pushed and continued. CJ came in and did a good job as well, held balls up. Happy for him to get a goal also. So good for us to get our first 2 goals of the season, have them come from forwards, which is a positive. They both played well, and yeah, it's tough to have your home debut come with a goal and then also having to be in the hospital right now. So tough from that standpoint, but some of the signs that we're hearing and the feedback we're getting is positive in terms of how severe the injury is.
2 points against 2 tough Canadian opponents. What do you take from these last 2 performances into Orlando next week?
Yeah, Orlando. Now you've seen the building they have. It's going to be a very hostile environment, a really tough place to go. They had the unique game postponed today, so they'll be fresh. That is for sure. Hopefully we can keep in this rhythm that we're in, which is, I think, two solid performances. Would we like a couple more points out of it? Absolutely. We'll be anxious to get that first win of the season, and it'll be a tough place to do it in Orlando. But yeah, overall, I think with Vancouver and the problems they presented, I thought our team defending was very good. And when I say team, it's the forwards to the midfielders to the back four. And then our team defending today against Josie, Giovinco, Michael Bradley, the kid Cooper's a handful. They have a lot of good weapons. And over the course of 90 minutes, if you look at the goals we give up, a phantom penalty kick and falling asleep on a restart at the back post. So that part's frustrating because we worked our tails off for 90 minutes, and the two goals you give up, you kind of, I don't think they were great goals.
Jimmy mentioned the pro initiative with them looking at the clutching in the box. I mean,
yeah.
Just in your opinion in general, was that something from last year that needed more scrutiny?
It's tough because if you're going to call the clutching in the box, and I warned them this when we sat in the meeting, you could call a penalty kick on literally every ball that's put into the box. Every one. Someone's grabbing, someone's holding. So, with it being an initiative now, they're going to randomly just be calling them, and they're going to be overreacting at early stages, similar to last year with the red cards. Anyone who left their feet last year at the beginning of the season got a red card. And it's hard. Listen, it is a hard job that they have. It's not one that I ever want to do. But at the same time, it's tough because our guys just emptied their tanks for 90 minutes and they get a point out of it. And I think it should have been 3.
You have to make that sub early and put CJ in. How much did that change your game plan for the second half?
Yeah, I mean, game plans, you have them going in, and it changes on the fly. It changes quickly. When we got wind that Beta Shore wasn't going to be out on the field, it changed a couple things in the way we wanted to go at them. So, yeah, it changes fast. You have to be adaptable, be on your toes. But, yeah, it's tough to lose a striker and burn a sub early in the first half. Never want to do that. But, overall, I thought all the guys that came into the game contributed a bit, a couple of opportunities to get Fafa in behind that we just underhit a couple balls because there was a lot of space as the game opened up. But yeah, overall, never want to use a sub that early, but things happen and injuries are part of the game as well.
Jim, despite that, as you call it, phantom call, Derek Jones on Josie, it looked like Jones had a really solid game for the second week in a row.
Derek was excellent again. He was a man amongst. He was good. I don't know how to put it. He's not just out there surviving. He's really leaving an impact and a mark on these games. It's not like he's just a rookie out there. He really, and it's a credit to all his teammates too, because they've done a really good job of helping him through this process. Again, from the time that Ernie decided to sign him and move him to the first team, you have a collective group of 30 guys that are behind this kid as players, and they want him to see him do well, and they make his job as easy as possible on the game. But yeah, I mean, listen, for first 2 games to be in Vancouver on turf and really probably in my mind, again, I'll say it, I thought he was one of the better players on the field. And then against Toronto, who's the top team in the East by everybody's accounts, he stood out again. So it's positive. It's early still. It's 2 games. It's 2 great games that he's had. The challenge now is to put another one together against Orlando and another, and then you can call it a good season. And then from there you put 2 seasons together and then a third, and then you're having a good career. So again, he's on the right trajectory. The kid has guts. He's got heart. I think the Philadelphia fans and the people in the city should embrace him as their own, because he is one of their own. And yeah, his development has been really accelerated in the past 2 games. So we're excited for him. But again, it needs to be said, all his teammates, young and old, have contributed to his growth and development as a player. And the kid he's fearless, for sure.
Time for 2 more, Mike, and then
It seemed, I'm sure he was disappointed to miss the penalty, but it seemed like Ali Bedoya got on the ball a lot more today than he was able to in Vancouver.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. That was a big initiative this week to get we want our best players on the ball, right? So we want Harris on the ball as much as possible. We want Ali on the ball as much as possible in the middle, dictating things. Jonesy will win his battles and break up plays. And again, Ali found a lot more space, I thought, in the first half. Again, of course, you want him to score a penalty kick. He wants to score. Everybody wants him to score. But I won't let that, put a damper on the performance that he had. He was excellent, in particular in the first half. We really found him in some dangerous spots. He was active defensively because he had a big task to always be running at Michael Bradley. So a lot of times that can take a lot out of your legs. But his engine is unbelievable. And his fitness and leadership on the field, it gives guys life, and they kind of feed off of his pressure. They know when to go with all the cues that we have. But Ali had a great game, really good performance. And yeah, sometimes the crossbar ruins some stuff.
What's the most challenging thing for you as a coach in a game like this, with players going down, cold weather, and some controversial calls?
Your challenges come during the week, getting the team ready as best as you can. So again, that's when we're at our busiest and hardest working. I think I'm a big believer in that the training sessions that you have, the two-a-days that we have, the film sessions that we have, and putting the guys through, and the work that my great staff does, that prepares us for the game. Yes, things can change, like the variables that you say come up, but again, players, it holds true every week. You can say it. Players win games, coaches lose games, and referees tend to sometimes, I won't say ruin them because I might get in trouble. But I'm frustrated, but at the same time, it's the guys on the field that do the work, the guys on the field that deserve the credit, and they deserved. I thought all 3 points today. So I don't have a real good feeling after that one, but they put a ton into it. But as a coach, you prepare them the best you can, and the 90 minutes, the players do execute things.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks,
all right,
everyone.
thanks.
Union